Hi there, I hope you've enjoyed our lessons on living things so far. In today's lesson I'm going to give you a quick quiz just to test what you've learnt so far over the last week, and then we're going to move on to our main lesson, which is all about using classification keys to identify a range of plants and animals. So let's start with a fun quiz. This quiz will test your knowledge of vertebrates and invertebrates. So what I'll do is I'll give you 3 seconds of thinking time and then I'll tell you the answer to each question. Here goes number 1. What am I? I've got 6 legs. And the answer to number 1 is an insect. There are no vertebrates, that's an animal with a backbone, that have got 6 legs, so we must be talking about an invertebrate. And the invertebrates that have got 6 legs are called insects. Question 2. I am covered in fur and do not lay eggs. Okay, the answer to this question is a mammal. Mammals are covered in fur or hair if they're humans, and we don't lay eggs. We give birth to our young live. Question 3. Easy. I'm covered in scales. I breathe through gills. That's it. The answer is a fish. Fish are covered in scales. They live in the water and they breathe through gills. Number 4. I have dry, scaly skin and I lay eggs. Have a think. And the answer here is reptiles. Reptiles lay eggs. They have dry, scaly skin. Examples are snakes and lizards. Number 5. Another easy one. I lay eggs and I am covered in feathers. Yep, you've got it. The answer to that one is a bird. Last one now. I live near water. I lay my eggs in the water and I am cold-blooded. There you go. So those animals that live near water, they lay their eggs in the water and they are cold-blooded, are known as amphibians, such as toads and as frogs. So well done if you've got those right. We'll now move on to the main part of today's lesson. The main part of today's lesson is about using a classification key. Let's have a look at what a classification key actually is. So, keys, we know, unlock doors, but they also, in science, unlock information. Scientists use keys to identify unknown plants or animals. And a key is basically a series of questions, each with 2 possible answers, which are yes or no. The answers then lead to the next question, or they identify the unknown creature. We're going to go through a couple of examples now. I want you to take one creature at a time and then we're going to follow the questions down. So, who's who? Here we have a selection of made-up creatures at the top, ranging from A to H, and we have a little identification key here down the bottom, which will tell us the names of each creature. I'm going to work through A, B and C with you, and then you can pause the video and see if you can work out the names of the other creatures yourself. Let's start with A. Okay, take a good look at A over here. Now, we're going to go to the very first question. Has it got wings? No. So then we go over to this branch of our classification chart. Has it got arms? Clearly, yes. Then the next question, has it got a nose? Yes, right there in the middle of its face. So this must be Aisha. Take a look at B. Here we are, B. Has B got wings? Very clearly, yes. Has B got arms? No. Has B got feelers? No, so B must be David. Right then, let's have a look at C. Has C got wings? No. Has C got arms? No. Has C got a nose? No. So C must be Rosie. Okay, if you'd like to, pause the video there now and have a go at answering the rest of the questions on the slide. Right, hopefully you've finished that page of our activity. So now let's move on to look at another key. So this one is about a penguin, and I will work through this example with you before I talk to you about what I'm going to give you for your follow-up activities. So here we have a penguin down here at the bottom. We're given some information. We know that this penguin is 45 centimetres tall. Our job is to work out which kind of penguin it is. So, over to the top. Does the penguin have tufts or feathers on its head? Take a good look. I think the answer there is definitely no. Does it have white markings on its face? Yep, I can see some white on its face. So there, we're going to go over here to the yes section. Now, is it taller than 70 centimetres? Well, actually, we know it's 45 centimetres, which is less than 70 centimetres, so your answer is no. And the answer to our question is that this penguin is called a Galapagos penguin. I'm now going to go through 3 activities that I have set for your homework. The first activity is called I Can Use a Classification Key, and it looks like this. So all you have to do is to place these 6 creatures here into the correct place on the classification key. I'll start by giving you a little bit of help with this creature here. So I'm going to take one creature at a time. I shall take this one, and I'm going to go through the questions and see where I think our creature here, which we know is a snail, should go. Has the animal got legs? No. So we're going to go over to this branch of our classification key. Has it got a shell? Yes. So therefore the snail lives in this box just here. Okay, so that is just activity 1. I'm going to leave that one to you because it's very simple for you to complete, and we'll look at activity 2. So in activity 2, you've actually got to write the questions. Remember, when you're writing a question, you begin with a capital letter, you begin with a question word, and you end with a question mark. I'll help you with one of the examples. Let's look at these 2 creatures here. We have a fish and we have a frog. So, does it belong in the water? Yes. So our branch takes us over towards the right. Now, I need to think of a question which will differentiate between the frog and the fish and help us identify which is which. So I'm thinking very carefully. I'm thinking about the features of a fish. I know that fish live in water. I know that fish breathe through their gills. So I'm going to use that as my main question. So, does it breathe using gills? Yes, it's a fish. No, then it's a frog. And there you go. I'll leave the other 3 boxes up to you because that's part of your activity. The final activity is this one here. You've got 8 animals at the bottom, and what you need to do is put the right questions, there are 3 here and there are 3 here, into the correct boxes to identify the creatures. I'm going to leave that one up to you because that is part of your homework. But what I would like you to do when you've finished is ask somebody else in your house to try and answer your key and see if your key does actually work. Okay, that's it for now. I hope you enjoy those activities, and I'll see you next time for some more science. Bye.